Hello, Christopher Brent here, coming to you today with a musical podcast on the subject of learning the piano, and specifically, is it okay to learn on a keyboard or electronic keyboard? So, I am not going to beat around the bush with this one too much. There's nothing like an acoustic piano as far as touch and sound. However, this is the year 2018 when I'm making this recording, and technologically speaking, keyboards have come a long way. The touch and feel has drastically improved over the years when it comes to electronic keyboards. The sound has drastically improved, but it's still not where the piano is or where the acoustic piano is. So if you have a choice between a piano and a keyboard, if you have the choice, definitely go with the acoustic piano. The touch, the sensitivity, the sound, and the things that you can do with the acoustic piano are not in line or in the same boat as the electronic keyboard. However, as I will say again, keyboards have come a long way, and I am amazed at the technology that I've seen, and I think some of it will have to do with style as well. So if you're playing in a jazz or a rock setting, a keyboard works well. You can get away with it. In some cases, it can be preferred to actually use a keyboard, and maybe you want some of the internal sounds, such as the strings or the Hammond B3 organ or something like that. If you're obviously playing in a rock setting, you're going to want that. So if you're playing classical music, you definitely want the acoustic piano. You sometimes absolutely have to have it if you're playing very advanced classical pieces by Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, Liszt, Chopin, Brahms, and so forth. You're going to need that. I have been to festivals and situations where I have been asked to play classical chamber music works, and I arrive there and there's a keyboard or a digital piano sitting there, and I'm like, oh, how am I going to get all of the sounds out of this that I want to? And it can be a little frustrating, and I have had to deal with that before, so it's not easy. There's just a certain type of sound and sensitivity and touch and feel that you get out of an acoustic piano. So now the question shifts to a situation like this. Let's say you have young kids and they have no musical experience, and all you can afford is a keyboard, or maybe for noise purposes in the house, it's easier for you to have a keyboard that you can use maybe with headphones or something like that. And I obviously understand a lot of those situations, and I have a similar situation myself because I have 3 small children, ages 5 and younger, so I definitely know what the noise situation can be like in the house and how that works. I think it's okay for kids to learn on a keyboard, but at some point you're going to want to get a piano. And that's the thing. If you can't afford it, look for one. Maybe a church is giving away one. Look online. There's lots of places where people are selling pianos for almost the same price as a keyboard. There's even centers and situations that are out there where pianos are available for free. I've seen ads where people are giving away a piano. Maybe the only thing you have to pay for is delivery, and a lot of situations, the instrument's a little bit older, but it's definitely in usable condition, and it's doable, and maybe all you need to do is just tune it and fix it up a little bit, and you've got a nice piano for under $500. So just be mindful of that. Don't give up on that whole idea. A lot of people don't even want to bother with looking for a piano. They just go right to a keyboard and sometimes spend more money than what they would have to do, rather than just, looking to see what's out there as far as acoustic pianos for sale at an affordable price. So do your research on it, and there's so many situations out there. So yes, it's okay for kids to learn on a keyboard. If they do, you want to make sure that it's touch sensitive. That means if you have a keyboard and you set it at a certain volume, you want to make sure when you play the notes or you put more weight into the key, you want to make sure that there's a response. Like if you drop a lot of weight down into the key with your wrist and with your fingertips, you want to make sure that the sound will become louder upon that drop into the keys. Some keyboards do not have this, especially low-end, cheaper keyboards are not touch sensitive. You want to avoid that, really for any purpose. So you want to have a touch sensitive keyboard. People often ask me what brands. There's a lot of brands out there. I'm kind of a fan of Roland and Korg, and I have an old Kurzweil keyboard. I don't even know if Kurzweil is still operating, and they may have been bought out by somebody, but Casio actually, believe it or not, has come a long way, and they have some pretty decent instruments at a pretty affordable price. There's another brand named Williams that I've seen. I'm not too convinced on their products yet. They're cheap and they're affordable, and they might do the job to some extent, but I would kind of steer clear of them for now. So yes, keyboards work, and the technology has come a long way, and they are getting better and better, but I'm definitely biased toward the acoustic piano. There's just nothing like the touch and the feel, and when you get to a certain level in your performance practice, especially when you're dealing with classical music, you're going to really need an acoustic piano. It's almost required. You know, you can't play works of Liszt and Rachmaninoff and all that and really get all of the little details out of the piano that you want to on a digital piano. So I'm kind of that old school element, I guess. But keyboards are okay maybe to practice on if you have a volume situation, right, in the house you can't control or something like that. So will it damage your technique? People ask me that if I play on a keyboard, is my technique going to get messed up? No, I don't think so. Not if you are properly trained and you understand technique. Now, the keyboard you're practicing on might not feel as good, but that's okay in certain situations if you're just trying to maybe learn notes or just get some general ideas down if you're composing something. I've recorded on digital pianos, but I've never recorded in a classical setting on a digital piano. If I've recorded classical music, I've always done it on a really nice grand piano. But I have recorded jazz works and commercial music and sort of new age contemporary piano music. I've done some of that on really high-end digital pianos. Nord, the Nord piano is a really nice high-end digital piano that's out there. Or if you want to call it a keyboard, you could. The old Yamaha Clavinovas were always pretty good from what I remember. And digital pianos work well in a group class piano setting, so there's a lot of good purposes for them, but my view is that nothing rivals the acoustic piano. Whether it would be an upright or a grand piano, both are good. Obviously, a grand piano is sort of the ultimate ideal. Although Chopin liked upright pianos. Sometimes uprights are called vertical pianos. That's another term. So do your research and be open to the idea of an acoustic piano at some point in a child's music education journey. So if you have questions, you can email me at chrisbrentmusic@gmail.com. Visit my website at www.christopherbrent.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're interested in piano lessons via Skype, you can definitely email about that. And we could talk further about that. So hopefully this gives you some good insight on the whole piano versus keyboard debate, so to speak. So, okay, I am signing off for now, so have a wonderful day.